When you look back at every regret you have in life currently, you are front and center in every single one of those decisions, and that hurts, but you're not alone. Almost everybody can relate to you in some sense, in some way, and it's up to you to finally break that cycle. When you look at people on hospice that share their regrets, they share a lot of common themes with each other. Being too harsh on themselves, prioritizing work, not confessing feelings, holding on to grudges, and in the end, those were all things that you were in full control over, and you may have not realized it until then, until it was too late to an extent, to where now you're reflecting on everything you've done in your life and how things could have changed if you would have just confessed your feelings to that girl, if you would have just asked your boss for promotion, if you didn't just quit a job because you got frustrated one day. And the first real step into overcoming and not having any regrets, or not having as many regrets, is to get out of your own comfort zone and to actually strive for the goals you want to reach. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to seeing someone so attractive that you just want to talk to them, you want to say something to them, and you were just too scared to, and then it just ate at you for weeks or months, or maybe even still now when it's years later, all because you had your own self-doubts, or maybe I'm not good enough, why would she want to talk to me, why would he want to talk to me? You start doubting yourself and you become your own biggest enemy when no one else is in the room. This just applies to so many aspects in life, because what if one day your grandma asks if you want to get breakfast with her and you're just tired, you don't feel like getting up, you feel like just staying inside, and then the next week she's dead? I mean, you're going to hold that regret in the rest of your life simply just because you were tired and you didn't feel like going out, when that was really the last opportunity you had to go and see her. And a lot of those things are hindsight, but it's also, you got to pick your battles. Like, is it worth blowing this person off because of a certain reason? Like, yeah, if you're sick or injured, then blowing someone off is reasonable, right? You can't hold that against yourself. But if you're just tired, you just don't feel like going off, maybe you're just frustrated so you don't feel like going out, that is something that you're in more control over, and more of a petty reason not to do something, and a bigger chance to regret it later on. Or maybe you're in the Smokies, or you're on some family vacation, they want you to go on a zip line or go skydiving, and then you say no because of your own fear, and then that's like a huge bonding moment that you missed out on. That's a huge experience that you missed out on that you might never get the chance to do again because you were scared. It is completely reasonable if you don't want to do that stuff, but it's just something that might come back and haunt you as a regret. Like, man, I really wish I would have done that. But recognizing patterns is always the first step in stopping something. You don't want to be the person that knew something was going to happen if you didn't change something and you just kept that behavior up, because maybe you have like a really bad health problem that just needs to be managed properly and you'll be fine, but you don't take care of it, and then the problem only gets worse over time, and then you're going to regret it the rest of your life because now you're 50, 60 years old and you're impaired, or you wouldn't have been if you would have just taken care of yourself. Or you even look around you and see someone keeping up a certain lifestyle and you're just quiet about it, you don't say anything about it, and eventually that kills them. You're going to live with that guilt for a while, maybe for the rest of your life, depending on how severe it is and how close you were with that person. And changing is not easy in itself, and trying to change someone else is even harder, because more likely than not, they're not going to listen to you, but at least you gave it an effort, at least you tried to make your point across, and that's all you could do at the end of the day. You could only control your own actions, you can't control other people, and if other people are going to live their own lifestyles the way they want to, with your input, maybe it affects them, maybe it doesn't, but at least you tried, and you don't have so much guilt or shame if something bad ends up happening to that person. This also applies to minor things like a team setting. Like, you could give your input on something, you could try to improve your game, but at the end of the day, all you could do is control yourself. But as long as you're striving to improve, you will be better. As long as you recognize your own flaws and your own mistakes and you try to capitalize on them and get rid of them, you'll be a better player. You'll be a better person. Sometimes for any issues, you have to look deep down. You have to look at the root of the problem. You can't just go surface level on a lot of this stuff. You have to go down and uncover, okay, why am I overeating? Okay, I'm overeating because I'm sad. I'm sad because why? And when you figure out that reason is when you can really start correcting the problem. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. And you're going to want to blame other people a lot of the time. Like, man, this sucks because she did this to me. This is all her fault. You have to take accountability for your own actions, right? I said it in videos before, but accountability is really where you start improving your own life and start living a life for you that you want to live. You need to stop doubting and questioning yourself so much and just take action. You got to stop being on the sidelines of your own life and take the driver's seat and start doing something, anything. Because inaction is action in itself. It's action of not doing anything. And when you don't do anything, you're not going to see any improvements in life, and everything you don't like about your life is going to continue to be that way. You can't drag yourself down, and you also have to be kind and respectful, and you do have to forgive people for what they've done, because everybody makes mistakes, including you. Also, maintaining self-respect. It's okay to forgive people and not want to be with them anymore because you know how they are, but it's up to you to make that judgment call. and to decide what kind of person you want to be and to be comfortable living that lifestyle. Just imagine if tomorrow you're diagnosed with cancer and you have 6 months to live. What do you think your biggest regret would be? That's probably where you should probably start looking at where you can improve things and start taking action today. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.